Yo, what up everybody? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 623. Whew. Fuck Oda. God damn, man. So this is how Tiger died. Oh shit. Oh shit. And I knew something was coming the way that they went from trying to understand the psychological trauma that this young girl had went through, which I totally understand. I can relate to that. You go through certain things and it takes a while for you to overcome it. And so I totally understand where she was coming from, man. And I totally get that, but you just saw it, and you saw how over time she was kind of changing, and yet there are some tendencies that were still there, like when Arlong saying, "Ha, well, you want to kill this girl as badly as I do, don't you? You were a former slave, weren't you?" And it's the foreshadowing that Tiger was a slave. I got the wrong idea. I literally thought this dude went into the Celestial Dragon's place, dick swinging all over the fucking place. Right, I thought that's what happened, and he just fucked everybody up, took the kid, took Boa Hancock and her people, and got the hell out of it. That's what I thought, right? Man, nah, that ain't what happened. That ain't what happened. That ain't what happened, right? Somehow he got captured, and that's why he was a slave, and that's a bitter pill to swallow. That's a real bitter pill to swallow right there. And what's crazy is, like, you see this young girl in a way melting his heart. And even though he said it, he was just like, I go directly against what Queen Orihime wants to do. I can never love a human. And yet, you could tell he loved that young girl. And that's just so beautiful. And that's what I mean. Like, when it comes to character interactions, Oda don't play on the cliches as heavy as your other mangaka. Okay? Like, in your big three, the other two, they relied on melodrama. They relied on cliches. But in this case, Oda relies on them too, but doesn't use them in the same way. And if I can find the book up here, there's a book called How to Write a Sentence. And there's a passage in there that definitely plays on this, and I cannot find it. So I'm just going to have to tell you guys, this is probably about this thick. It's not a long read if you want to learn more about writing craft and the importance of words and everything. It's like a dummies guy, but it's fucking brilliant. And it's the same thing with what Oda does with his panels, like how to write a sentence. You just swap out sentence for how to draw a panel, and you get why I praise Oda in the way that I do. So when you see this girl and she starts scrubbing the ship again, it's because she's going back to what she is most comfortable with, because that's how she deals with the fear and the probably the anger. And Arlong even says it. He says, "Ha! These humans, they teach their children to hate us." And it's so, that hits so hard. That hits so hard. Because, like, I remember when we were going through Mississippi to get to a Young Guns concert, right? Like, we're driving through Mississippi, and I remember I had gotten pulled over. And for those of you who kind of know, I got some people who are subscribed to this channel who are not from the U.S. Like, for instance, like, I got 18% of my subscribers are from India. So you might not know some of the stuff that goes on. And I don't know how many of you watch these videos, but I do know I have people who watch these videos who are from other countries. I'm talking about the One Piece videos, obviously. But I specifically remember getting pulled over. And, you know, I've had a lot of family in the South. And you just hear things. You hear things. Like, I remember very specifically, like, my aunt used to always tell me, like, if you're gonna drive through Mississippi, don't drive through there at night. And I driving through, get pulled over, lights on, and because I've had bad, you know, police experiences and everything, and cop comes, I got my hand on the steering wheel and all this shit, and I didn't think to get my wallet and everything out beforehand, just set it on the gear shift, right? It's back when I set my Mustang, or like right next to the gear shift where the little cup holder is. And So my license and everything is still in the passenger side. That's where she's at, and in the glove box. And so when the cop's there, I got my hands on the steering wheel. It's just like, why are you putting your hands on the steering wheel? And it's just shit like that. Shit like that. And I remember like the whole time I'm getting ready to get my license and everything out, like, and the way the guy's looking at me and everything, like I was really fucking worried. Really fucking worried. Really fucking worried. And I was like, please do not let this shit escalate. I'm just trying to get my license and all that stuff. And you have bad experiences, and to be fair, this cop was really cool. Really cool. It's like, hey, I thought you were going faster than you're actually going. Like, I still got a ticket. Still got a ticket and everything. So I thought you were going faster than you're going. I just heard you coming. So I assumed you were driving fast. And he said I was going 75. I know damn well I wasn't going 75 miles an hour. I was actually going faster if I even saw the guy. But I got the radar and shit. So I started, slowing down and everything. And I know by the time I got to him, because this car's placed here, I'm coming this way. And he's pointed that way. So I know he didn't pick me up on this thing yet. But anyway, I mean, like, I was still fucking worried. Because, again, I've had experiences. That's like the most humiliating experience ever. The most angry experience ever, where after a cop goes and asks your girlfriend, is she okay? Before even speaking to you, and then you get handcuffed and put on the side. And then they start searching through all your shit. And searching through your car. It's humiliating. And so it's just shit like that. So I totally get where that girl's coming from, but again, and I get where Tiger's coming from. But Oda takes it all the way there. After he says, I was a slave. I'm going to read everything leading up to this. He says, I was a slave. There I witnessed the barbarity of the humans. I barely escaped my life, but I couldn't bear to abandon the other slaves. Listen to me. I lived the life I wanted, and everything I did went against what the queen wanted to accomplish. She is right. Of course, everyone wants peace. But we can never change this island. That's the job of the youngsters like Koala who know nothing of the past. That's so powerful. That's so powerful. Because even though after everything he's been through, he still understands it's only a small percentage, and only someone who does not fully understand the evils of racism and everything, it's only then can you get an outside opinion by someone who has maintained it, and when they interact with others, they can start changing the perspective. And it goes into what what we ended up talking about when we finally get to the concert, and after the fact spend a few days in the city and everything. So when we're driving back, the police thing gets brought up, and it's the conversation. It's like people aren't born knowing how to hate, they're taught. And it's the same thing. People aren't born in fear of other people, they're taught to fear other people. And so it's the same thing. Like with me, like my experiences had me to where I get pulled over at night in a state that is known to still have a lot of white supremacist groups and have some heavy Klan interference, and I have a white female in the passenger seat. Like, I was fucking terrified. But it's a conversation that you have. So I like that, and I like how you get this other line by Jinbi that was pretty fucking powerful, right? Like, this is after you get the whole thing with Arlong saying like, hey, those humans, they teach their kids to hate us. And this is what I liked, right? Like, you have it where you have Arlong who says, tell me what you're really thinking. What did your mama teach you about us? Your parents look down on us fishmen, don't they? That's how it is in human society. They think they're better than everyone else, and their spawn adopts their ideas of their parents. Someone's got to be crushed and break their pride. You've all seen for yourselves the past 3 years. You felt the scorn of the human's eyes. And I don't know what I would have done if the captain hadn't been there. That's when Jinbe says, they don't all look down on us. Some seem different to me. Many humans seem to fear us. Is it because we're pirates? Is that why they're afraid of us? And this is my thing, right? He just hit the nail on the head right there. Absolutely hits the nail on the head. It's fear. Fear comes from ignorance. When you don't know something, you fear it. And so I like how Oda just goes all the way into this. And that young girl, when Arlong was saying, don't you want to kill her? She was afraid. I say her family even taught her to hate fishmen. And it's possible. It's entirely possible. Because when they say, Mommy, did you hear something? She says, no. It's because in exchange for overlooking the fact that she is the property of the celestial dragons, that is sellout tiger. And you bet your ass if that was a human who did it, they might not have sold him out. Then again, that's your child. So you never know. You never know. At the end of the day, you know, we have a pack mentality. We protect our own, our flesh and blood. So, I mean, it's just interesting, all the shit that Oda has going on in here. And I like how when Jinbe is making this conversation and he's making these points, he has this deep thought look on his face. You got the white panel background, so you automatically focus on Jinbe's face. That's what I mean. Oda does not waste his panels. This was, not only was the art beautiful from the whole thing of them having her go through with the eating and the celebrating, the cheering, and you can just tell like they're having a great ass time. And even some of those fishmen who were right there with Arlong saying, fuck the human race, we can't deal with them. Even then they said, you know what, you're pretty alright. You're pretty alright for a human girl. And that's what I hope to have happen with my girl's family. But I mean, yeah, alright for a black guy. I mean, you know, it's to remain to be seen. But this is what's like so fucking like, yo, my dude, at the end of the day, stay true to who he was. And when you see Kizaru capturing Arlong, that tells you that this was the point between his captain dying to dealing with Kizaru. This is the moment that pushed Arlong into what he was, to where he hates humans. So it makes me wonder, does he have a run-in with the Celestial Dragons? Gonna be interesting. So my chapter question to you guys, what were your thoughts about Tiger dying in the circumstances that he died? And do you think that he made the right decision by trusting in the next generation to end this discrimination, this racism that appears between the humans and the fishmen? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Have an awesome day.